Good evening, everyone. This is Jakester here. We're going to get settled in for the first round of 9 race in the USA Truck Series. Going to be doing a little bit different tonight since we have such a large field of trucks. We've continued to grow and grow here in the USA Truck Series that the first race is going to be a qualifier sprint. So this will be a quick dash to determine who's in to the main event. I'm going to go ahead and give me a minute here as I share the link on Discord. So, in our first race of the evening here, and this is going to be at Bullitt Super Speedway, which I believe is a fictional track. It's only 2.3 miles long, but the track setup I have is actually unrestricted, so there's no restrictor plate. We're going to see some extreme speeds here, and that'll be for certain. These will be our bottom 13 drivers outside the top 35 in points. So anyone that has come in late or brand newcomers, such as we've got the number 81 of Mike Bliss Jr., number 74 of Andrew Moger, hopefully I didn't butcher that name, number 35 of Cat Durham, and Charlie Chippington makes his grand debut in the USA Truck Series. So only 7 will transfer from this sprint qualifier that we've got here to make up the field for the 310-mile event here tonight at Bullitt Super Speedway.
Make sure you get everything like you want it.
Drivers, start those engines!
So on the front row, it is Matias Nunez and Luke West. It's like Luke West is having a hard start here, kind of holding up the outside line. Got Andrew Moger, Charlie Chippington, and myself on the inside line there. Man, and that was a dismal start to the race. As you can see, there's a lot of separation on that outside line. They haven't even dropped the green yet. As you can see, the green flag waves, and they take into turn 1 with quite some separation. Surprised that that was a legal start for the most part. So as mentioned, unrestricted, it looks like they're getting up to about 192 max miles per hour. And they're holding it about 186 in the turns, so potential for some very dangerous wrecks at this tight, compact super speedway known as Bullitt Super Speedway. Andrew Moger making his first start here in the USA Truck Series, looking pretty good there in third. So currently our last transfer spot belongs to Mike Bliss Jr. there in the 81 Chevy. And it looks like there's some drafting going on behind him. He might get a charge here. Cat Durham's given Logan Nagy quite the push there. This 12-lap sprint will be done before you know it. Even if we were to get a caution, that would kind of seal the deal for most of the people here. Going forward with each race in 2022 this year and even next year, this will be the new normal. Since I'm going to allow the truck series to be anyone that wants to compete in the trucks can go race in the trucks. We're going to have probably upwards of 50 people in the trucks that, you know, I'm forecasting at least 50 people, probably more, upwards about 55 to 60 maybe even. So these qualifier sprints might actually grow in size for next year. Luke West holding off Craig Bush there in second, and Matias Nunez, Moger, Shangle, Chippington, and Bliss Jr. still in transfer position there. Seems like it's been in quite a long time since I last live streamed. Our last race, I'm going to have to recollect my thoughts. It was an elimination race where we went to... Oh, where was it? That's how long it's been. It's been a while. But our drivers that were eliminated were the 21 of Trevor Walker, the 29 of Tristan Reams, and the 37 of Guido Piano. And we're down to the round of 9 now. Well, there's a little bit of contact there with Chippington and Nagy. Nagy's wanting to fight for position to get into what would be a transfer position there. Chippington holds on to it for now. Mike Bliss Jr. earns himself a little bit more of a buffer, getting by Chippington for 6th there, so. And just like that, we're just over halfway now in the sprint. Logan Nagy ain't giving up. He's wanting to get that transfer position. Matias Nunez is stuck up high in the high groove. Might lose a spot there to Jacob Shangle. Craig Bush looking to take the lead there, it looks like, from Luke. And does so successfully. In the meantime, we're 2 wide apiece from second on back. Looks like Nagy's going to get a spot here into a transfer position and knock Mike Bliss Jr. out. And just like that, we got a shake up in our transfer position. Mike Bliss Jr. can't seem to find an opening to get back down to the low groove here. He might as very well have one more opportunity to get those positions back before the end of the sprint. Unfortunately for him, he's dropped all the way to the back here, sitting 11th out of 13 at the moment. Settles in finally, finds a groove to the bottom. Cat Durham there behind him. Looks like Andrew Moger's going for the lead on Craig Bush. We still have the uncertainty of potential wreck that could totally shake this all up. They've been driving pretty civilized for the first 11 laps here. As we're going to have 2 laps to go here, and Matias Nunez is on the outside looking in, but 3 wide into the turn there, he gets into a transfer position. Trucks start to look dicey out there as they're bobbing and weaving. And now I have fallen outside of the transfer spot, back to 8th. Craig Bush was at one point leading this race, and he stuck up there in the high lane. If I'm able to get by him, I'll be back into a transfer position here. White flag as all the trucks tear around this 2.3 mile super speedway for one more lap. Looks like I might be getting Craig Bush here for the position. They settle into 7th. I'll be the last transfer spot at that. And just like that, our first sprint qualifier is in the books for the USA Truck Series. Luke West comes home with a first. Luke Chippington qualifies for his first race in the series. Logan Nagy, Matias Nunez. First time for Andrew Moger. Colton Smith is in, and Jacob Shangle. On the outside, going home from the event here, we have the 135 of Brandon Petrolsky, 94 of Paul Ladino, the 11 of Craig Bush, the 81 of Mike Bliss Jr., Kat Durham, and Roland Heidfeld. Give me a minute here. I'm gonna find a pin. Alrighty. So 310 miles here at Bullitt Super Speedway.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Yes, based on point standings, the top 35 are locked into all the main events. So you made it based on the fact that you were in 13th in the points or so. Yeah. So, yep. So it looks like Luke West so far fastest in qualifying. I'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest of qualifying here. And on the pole is none other than Luke West, having come out of the
Favor, just touch all your
qualifier
seatbelts, touch all your
sprint
connections,
race
touch
to
your Hans.
begin.
Just make sure you get everything like you
We
want it.
got Atlee Weiss in second, Al Bunch in third, Guido Piano, Matthew Fastnot, Jack Davis, Krista Cower, Kellen Oakley, Philip Leeds, and Ben Dover. First of our top contenders for the playoffs, we got Tim Kourting in 11th. You got Jordan Walker in 14th. You got Chadwick in 20th. Meeperson 22nd. And really, all these drivers are going to want to finish upwards of the top 25, because once you get to 26th, everything's 1 point on back. And the rest of our field as they line up, looks like Lewis Trost will be starting dead last. So congrats to Luke West on setting the pole here. We're going to get going. 42 trucks at this super speedway might potentially get dangerous.
Nice long day. Where are you?
Yet again, it seems like the starts here are a little bit tedious as they kind of get stretched out. A little bit better start than the qualifier race. We got everyone going green, green, green. Luke West off to the early lead here. Atlee Weiss settles into second. Guido Piano up to third. I misspoke earlier. Guido Piano is still in the playoffs. I believe it was Kellen Oakley that actually fell out. So I might have to revisit my standings. Okay, yeah, I got them right. So Guido Piano, with his one win, only has 2,110 points, and they're all tied for third on the reset here. So Chadwick with his win and the regular season championship sits the best of everyone with 2,135 points, so gives him a little bit of buffer in this first round of the round of 9. But no one's safe going forward, especially with the truck race where it'll be heat races to set the field of 25. Early on here, Al Bunch going to the lead on Atlee Weiss. Looks like he leads lap 3 there. Turn 2 seems to be kind of shaky, or at least the exit of turn 1, I mean. That's turn 2 right there. On the exit of turn 1, they get very, very out of sorts. And it looks like we're going to get proper super speedway treatment here as conveyor belt of leaders is going to start switching it up. That time Luke West gets the lead back from Al Bunch. Now it's a mission for Al Bunch to find the inside groove again. Just like that, he was able to find that inside groove pretty quickly. Of our top championship contenders, it looks like Guido Piano's doing the best, running there in 4th. Decent run for Matthew Fastnot right behind him. Look a little deeper back for our next title contender in Jordan Walker, who's currently in the top 10. Kind of astonishing that we haven't seen Chadwick or Meeperson yet. Go a little bit further back. You got Tim Kourting and Tim Hansen running about top 15 at the moment. And there's Ant Meeperson. So he's definitely mid-pack at the moment. Shows that he's running 17th. And we've evidently got 2 packs. We got the lead pack here. And then a secondary pack has fallen off the main group. Led by Jack Ross here. Somewhat unusual. You don't see 2 packs broke off like this very often at super speedways unless there's a caution or green flag pit stops. This early in the race, I think, has a lot to do with the non-restricted setup that we got here at Bullitt Super Speedway. With no restrictor plate, they're definitely struggling to keep bunched up for the lead pack. So Al Bunch took the lead back from Luke West, it looks like, and continues to lead on that lap. Chadwick and Meeperson trying to make up some spots here. Looks like Chadwick up to 19th, Meeperson still sitting 17th. Tim Hansen running 14th and Tim Kourting running 12th, so Tim Kourting's making some spots up as well. closing in on a top 10 at the moment. As Luke West takes the lead back from Al Bunch, it seems like it's a battle between those two drivers for the lead at the moment. They're closing in on some lap traffic up above there. The 09 of Matthew Fastnot looks like he's going to take the lead here for a brief stint. So chalk up lead lap to Matthew Fastnot on that one. Currently our top championship contender is Jordan Walker in 7th at the moment. Tim Kourting closing in right behind him. And we'll have 2 title contenders within striking distance. Now he's into the top 10 for the first time today. Seems that Luke West has lost some momentum at the front here. No longer within the shuffle of the lead. Currently, Ben Dover is closing in on the lap traffic of Avery Farrell. And it'll be Ben Dover leading on lap 12 here. Jordan Walker's keeping the flag flying for the Walker family after Trevor Walker got eliminated last race in the round of 12. Seems to have a really strong truck here this evening. Now that number 10 is in striking distance for the first time tonight. Atlee Weiss in the lead, Krista Cower and Al Bunch. Unfortunately, it looks like Tim Kourting must have lost some ground here. He is running 12th at the moment, so he lost a couple spots. And it looks like Ant Meeperson's closing in to the front here as well. Chadwick still kind of loitering in the back there, outside the top 15. Chadwick might very well have to use all the buffer he's got for points, as he's having a rough go of it here so far. And it looks like Jordan Walker is taking the lead. We have another slow truck there, the 12 of Austin Mullins. There must be something wrong with that truck. Let's see if there's nothing on there says anything about the 12 truck. Luke West has found his way back into the top 3 here. And we've got a caution. Let's see, where did the caution? Okay. On lap 15, we've got our first caution of the race. Looks like a multi-truck pileup. Okay, so the slow traffic of the number 12 ended up causing trouble as title contender Maggie Reams, Luis Rodriguez barely missed that, but Maggie Reams, who's title contender, gets wound up in this. Matias Nunez. Then we've got Colton Smith in it. Logan Nagy, Gavin Legend. Tayden Bergeron just drives through it, as well as Jack Ross managing to evade any damage during the wreck here. We'll have to keep an in-car cam on the 43 and see just how close it was for Tayden there. Not terrible. And I want to watch this 0-0 of Jack Ross as well and see how close it was. Yep, the seas parted for both drivers, but it was still unfortunate who all got tangled up in that one. Jack Ross does have some damage. He must have received a little bit of... When the caution comes out, we'll see what happens if there was maybe a... Unfortunately, they slow way up here. Dang, what happened to Jack Ross? So we might technically have two title contenders that, you got run into coming down onto pit road, it looks like, which messed up his pit stop. In NASCAR race in 2003, it'll treat it as a tow truck basically. You'll probably be sitting here for a couple laps until it resets it. Currently, Tim Kourting running fourth. A lot of our heavy hitters are finally cycled up to the front here. Looks like everyone's got a little bit of damage on their truck, so apparently this track in particular has a very terrible pit road flaw, which was unknown to me. This is going to end up causing a lot of slow trucks on track. Al Bunch, our early leader in this race, looks like his truck been through hell and back. Exactly. Oh, wow. Jordan Walker wound up getting tumbled on pit road here. Seriously? So... Okay, so everyone that's watching, I would like to do a full reset, but I don't know if I need to fix the pit road speed. What exactly could fix that scenario, because maybe it's just the pit road on this track, and if not, I'll just let the race run, and hopefully our title contenders will have another shot at it next week to make up for lost points that this race caused. We'll chalk it up as one of the, because I feel like the fair thing to do would let this race run out, and anyone that is out due to that crazy pit stall carnage. It's just, we'll chalk it up at that it's one of those bizarre NASCAR Racing 2003 scenarios. At least for now, I know that this track will be dropped from the schedule in future. And anything, it's kind of like the way that the last NASCAR race at Texas went, where we had blown tires left and right. So what difference is that? I guess the equivalent would be in NASCAR Racing 2003, we have pit road demolition derby. So after all that and the green flags re-waved, we have the 12, the 44, the 33, the 71 out of the race. Maggie Reams, a title contender, she's out. Gavin Legend, Lane Smith, Charlie Chippington, Trevor Walker, Matthew Fastnot, Krista Cower, and our other title contender of Jordan Walker out of the race in 31st. Jack Ross is going to be 3 laps down, but he still has an opportunity to make up some ground, especially if we have another wreck here before the end of the race. So we're looking at our front field right now, and it's Atlee Weiss to the lead over Ben Dover and Tim Kourting. Tim Kourting there in 3rd would stand to gain the most here by winning the race, as it would lock him into the round of 9. Apologies to everyone else that did wind up in any of the pit road shenanigans. I figure it's fair enough for the drivers that their trucks are still in one piece that we keep the race going here. If you're just tuning in, NR 2003 happened. Pit road, we had a lot of crashing and collisions, so our early leaders was shaken up between Al Bunch, Luke West, and Matthew Fastnot. And unfortunately, Al Bunch is running 16th, Luke West running 18th, and Matthew Fastnot is out in 33rd. So we could stand to see another first-time winner here, as our top 2, I don't believe Ben Dover's won yet this year. Atlee Weiss would be standing to get his first win. We still have 110 laps to go, so there's a lot of racing to be contested here. Looks like we kind of have our established contenders here in the top 10. 10 trucks with a fighting chance at the win here this evening. Tim Kourting now up to 2nd, flirting with taking the lead here. Fortunately, looks like Braden Hunt there popped into 2nd and took the position. And then he also got Ant Meeperson in the top 5, so Atlee Weiss definitely stands the most because his truck, with very minimal damage, has the best opportunity here to hold off everyone. Whole bunch of trucks with significant damage. Even our third place Meeperson, his truck looks rough for the wear. Philip Leeds looks alright. His truck doesn't look very damaged. So this time by gave the lead to Meeperson. No, not quite. Philip Leeds snuck by him at the finish line there. Meeperson settles back into second. Luis Rodriguez up to third. Atlee Weiss, Kellen Oakley, Tristan Reams, Braden Hunt, Tim Kourting, Guido Piano, and Ben Dover as your top 10. This time by, it's going to be 105 laps to go. So now Luis Rodriguez to the lead as we got Kellen Oakley and Atlee Weiss running second and third. Tristan Reams, Philip Leeds, and Tim Kourting. The 34A of Avery Farrell is a lap down, so he's not fighting for position. We got the 0-0 of Jack Ross rejoining the field, multiple laps down. Currently 3 laps down and 29th, so Jack Ross's only opportunity would be to get a couple more trucks to wreck out and gain those spots to get more points. Likely that it could happen, but we'll have to see. They might be spread out enough on track at the moment that they won't have that much more for wrecks to come. Still have a lot of slow trucks out there on the field. You got Brinker, who's in his own zip code right now, so eventually the trucks will catch up to him. Taden Berggren, who has lost the lead draft. These two here as well. Jessica Hergeson, a title contender, looking to be struggling for points here today. 24th only gainer about 2 points, I believe. Another title contender, we've got Chadwick in 17th, so he's going to lose a lot of potential points where he's running. Got Tim Hansen in 16th. And then the rest of our lead pack here, with quite a few title contenders actually. We've got the 50 of Tim Kourting, the 37 of Guido Piano, the 13 of Ant Meeperson. So those three sitting pretty good to gain some good points at Bullitt here. So as they run on track right now, our bottom three, who would be in elimination zone on the bubble, would be Jessica Hergeson, Jordan Walker, and Maggie Reams. First driver that would be in the safe spot would be the number 18. Well, I take that back. Chadwick has a lot of bonus points. Likely our first one on the bubble closest to elimination would be the 9 of Tim Hansen. I don't have a... There we go. This will actually tell me. So believe it or not, only the top 20. I was mistaken, not the top 25. Once you get to 20th, it's 1 point all the way back to 42nd. So that puts Jessica Hergeson, Jordan Walker, and Maggie Reams all at 2,111 points. And apologies, I don't know if my mic picked that up, but it sounded like there was a helicopter over the roof of my house. It was very loud. things have kind of stabled out here again. Our leader being Atlee Weiss over Tristan Reams, and Tim Kourting is solidly in third at the moment. Oh, we've got our second caution here on lap 44. Ooh, it looks like perhaps Chadwick might have been involved. No? 68's on pit road here, so let's see exactly if that was... Oh, okay. So we had a truck die on track. That's what brought out the second caution. So there wasn't any wreck or any carnage. The stalled truck of Zach Armstrong brought out our second caution here. So it's likely that pit road is going to be the danger zone here again. Hopefully we don't have any more retirees due to pit stop. 90 laps to go after we've completed 45. Atlee Weiss has been able to dominate since the first caution of the race here. Looking strong and looking pretty clean. We'll see how the pit stops treat him. Hopefully it's a little bit more civilized on pit road this time since we don't have near as many trucks. Unfortunately, Tim Hansen wound up getting tangled there, which sucks. Unfortunately, like I said, this will be our one and only race here at Bullitt Super Speedway. I think earlier rating from Taco Adventures, which is, I believe, Luis Rodriguez. No, my bad. I think that's Taden Berggren. Is that you? If he's still watching, please correct me. But I think his assessment on this track as a B rating is pretty accurate. It's definitely not an A rating. I would go as far to say that the pit road glitches here would put it almost down to a C. I've been out of it for so long that I forgot all the names and faces. I don't have faces, but the names tied to each driver's YouTube account. So Atlee Weiss made it through pretty trouble-free on this pit stop. Currently, you're still running, luckily. The 08 and the 18 retired during this last caution. 78 truck is 2 laps down, but you're going to gain 2 spots up to 25th once those two cycle back. Meeperson retired. Holy cow. The 13 truck is out of the race. So this is going to be almost a wash for playoff contenders as we have so many of them dropping out. And I'm going to see maybe Meeperson had something happen coming off pit road that retired, or maybe the truck was just too far gone from previous damage. Yeah, he's slow rolling around. He didn't take any extra damage. It was just that truck was done for. Pulled it in and parked it. That's crazy because even before that he was running 8th. It seems that further damage caused it to retire for good. So, we're going to have a bunch of drivers moving up the ranks here in short order. 00 gets to gain a lot of spots with all these retirees. That puts John Brinker almost right back into the top 20. And the green flag waves. We're back in racing here with little under 90 laps to go. Atlee Weiss with definitely the cleanest truck out there. Taking this opportunity to lead as many laps as he can. At this rate, he's probably going to tie up lead most laps before the end of it here. So give it up for Atlee Weiss. Currently, Tim Kourting working his way up to 2nd there. Kellen Oakley dropped off. He was in the top 5. Must have pitted or something. Did Kellen Oakley pit? No, he just dropped like a... Must have lost power on that truck. Yet again, our handy-dandy chat button there doesn't show any reason why he lost power. And that dropped him all the way outside the top 10, it looks like. So this race is definitely going to be a measure of the championship here in a way. The ability to endure all the damage and carnage here and still come up on top. So I guess there's always two ways to looking at it. It's either glitchy for the track, or it's, you know, endurance for these drivers that are actually surviving all the mayhem here. Although I'd rather give everyone a fair shot, a fair shake at the whole deal. This track didn't seem very fair so far, as we've had all the drivers fall out on pit road wrecks and whatnot. Unfortunately, with the track, I don't think there's a whole lot you can do to adjust it. Perhaps pit road speed, dropping it down to about 70 instead of where I think it's at, about 90 to 100. It'd be a good first step, but I think you almost have to redesign the whole pit road AI lines so that they're not making contact coming in and out of their pit stall. If any of y'all are just tuning in, our early leaders were the 08 of Al Bunch, the 84 of Luke West, and the 09 of Matthew Fastnot, all three of which are long out of it at the moment. Based on the point tally as they run, our bottom three in the round of 9 are Jessica Hergeson, Jordan Walker, and Maggie Reams, all of which are only going to end up accumulating 1 point here today. Jordan Walker may have got 5 points. Oh, no. And that was our leader. Holy cow. And just when I was bragging about the endurance of those that have been surviving, Atlee makes contact with the truck that'd been struggling earlier, Kellen Oakley. So this race, it's got so many twists and turns, I don't know where we're going to end up tonight. Such a bummer for Atlee Weiss, who had a clean race going. This wreck collects Louis Trost, Luis Rodriguez, and Tristan Reams in the midst of it all. And I don't know if Atlee's going to suffer much. Looks like his truck's still decent, not terribly tore up. Louis Trost's day is done. Oh, and these trucks are coming up on those slow trucks. Hopefully they don't make another wreck here on the exit of pit road. .40 43 of Taden Berger there. Looked like he took the deep lane to avoid any wrecks. Chase view. He just said, screw it, I'm going to go in the grass. I'm going to go mow some lawn. So even though Atlee Weiss, oh, and he is retired after a fuel leak. The crash during that, crashing out of the lead. Holy cow. So Guido Piano now takes the lead. This fell just short of halfway. So our field has sizably shrunk, as it looks like we're only going to have 14 trucks left running. We can tally up the points for all our title contenders right now, as most of them are retired. I'll go ahead and start tallying those at the moment. This has definitely been an unusual race up to this point. So our other chasers, Chadwick will end the day at 2,136 points. Meeperson will end his tally here at 2,111. I don't remember all who led laps. I don't believe Ant led a lap. Jack Ross at 2,111. The 40 truck is going to end up 16th, 17th. 17 will gain 4 points, so 4 points for Jessica Hergeson puts her at 2,114. And our three that remain, well, the only title contenders that we have left running is the 37 of Guido Piano and the 50 of Tim Kourting. We have a 5-way tie for our bottom three at the moment, so potential tiebreakers. And in strange turn of events here, Guido Piano is looking to transfer his way into the round of 6 here with a potential win. Yeah, 14 trucks still running, and it looks like I have my best opportunity to get a win here tonight. My 64 truck looking pretty straight, pretty free of any damage. In the NSSR series of racing, this would get me out of a 3-year hiatus from victory lane. There's still a lot of racing to go here. Just shy of halfway. But once the field is shrunk this sizably, I actually have one of the best shots to win a race for the first time in a long time, as my 64 truck takes the lead there. Don't remember if I've led any laps in the series. I may have led a garbage lap on shuffling of super speedway races, but this is my first competitive lap led, I would say, in the truck series here. And how fitting on lap 64 of 135. The 64 truck leads. actually had to make my way through the qualifier sprint to make it into the main event here, and somehow I've managed to avoid all of the turmoil and chaos here. Usually it's not my luck. Usually I'm the first one to wind up in the unfortunate circumstance of NR 2003 glitchness. But I'll take it. Currently behind me, I've got two more Fords of Tim Kourting and the 69 of Braden Hunt. Tim Kourting is going to want to make the most of an opportunity to win here. If he's able to win, he could even take the next two races off and still be locked into the next round. These playoffs are definitely going to be one for the record books going forward. I don't think anyone could have foresaw or forecasted what has transpired here today. It's mostly going to turn out to be a wash, as most drivers that went into this race will maintain any advantages they had over the rest of the playoff contenders. Everyone basically just gained 1 point here on the day. Jessica Hergeson was able to distance herself slightly by gaining 4 points. Chadwick, his potential lead will grow by 1 extra point, as he had 2,135 for the round of 9. He now has 2,136. The only two that are going to be able to gain the most points today will be Tim Kourting and Guido Piano, who are both sitting in the top 5. The lead has been a bad place to be as of late. We had Atlee Wiesreck out of the lead, and numerous of the other leaders are out. So perhaps me getting to the lead might be a bad omen. There's a smaller field for sure, so the odds are in my favor for once that I will likely avoid any wrecks and chaos. So our other retiree there, the smoke that we saw on track, was actually the 41 of James King, who must have made contact. Oh, the 74 truck and him both. Oh, David Bird's sitting on what could potentially be his greatest finish in a long time here. With all the attrition and carnage, we'll see if this retires him. Hopefully it doesn't. Nope, just coming in for some tweaks and tires on the truck there. Oh, Tim Kourting takes the lead here on lap 71. Takes it away from me. I'm fighting on the outside. The way that this race has been so unstable, there's always the possibility that we don't have more than a couple trucks finish in this race. We had 14 and now we're down to 12, so and it's only halfway through the race, so we have lost 3/4 of the field before halftime. So I've only got to manage to hold on for 73 more laps here. Still 5 trucks within contention for the win. Our 2 title contenders of Tim Kourting and Guido Piano having a solid outing here. So if anyone's just tuning in, this race has been a wreck fest, almost on the same lines of our Texas race in the NASCAR Cup last week. Instead of blown tires, we've had NR 2003 pit road glitches decide the attrition tonight. A lot of our drivers retired on pit road as they made contact with each other and ended their day on pit road. There has been a lot of wrecks on track, though, that have also decided half the other attrition. So it's just been a wreck-filled night here at Bullitt Super Speedway. Start of the evening, we had our sprint qualifier race to set the final field. Those that moved on were Luke West, Charlie Chippington, Logan Nagy, Matias Nunez, then the 74 of Andrew Moger, Colton Smith, and myself in the 64 truck, currently leading over Tim Kourting in the 50 truck. The sprint qualifier was new for this race, and it's going to be a staple going forward in all of our USA truck races, since our field of drivers has grown from the measly 22 that it started at earlier this year. We are now up to at least 48 drivers contending for a race each week. If you include a couple of the other part-timers that only run a few of the dirt races, we've already got 50 established drivers for the USA trucks, and that'll grow going forward in 2023, 2024, and on. So with my trucks being the open enrollment as it is, I'll be more than willing to have a field of 60 plus trucks. And the only way to make it fair for everyone is to do qualifier sprints. So in the next following races and next year, your top 35 in points will be locked into each race. And the only occasion where this won't be effective will be the first race of the season each year. And so that's where we will do a duel style, like the Daytona duels, where if we don't have top 35, your first race of the season, everyone is on the chopping board. Other than if you're a past champion, you'll get a champion provisional at our season opener. But after that first race, then we can go off top 35 in points to determine who's locked in for each race. Pitting out of the lead. This is probably a scheduled pit stop on lap 79 here, as we've made it so many laps green flag without a caution. I'm only contending against 11 other drivers on track right now, so hopefully I can come out and find a drafting partner so I don't lose too much time. So if any of you on the Discord would like to share your opinion on my layout for the sprint qualifiers, I guess, please let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't, if there's something else you think might work better. I'm thinking it'll help add some pizzazz for the drivers on the outside that have struggled a little bit, to give them an opportunity to race for their, shots on track. And perhaps even maybe going forward we can give money boosters for those that do win the qualifier sprints, so they can get an opportunity to build their truck up and get it out of those qualifier sprint situations. So things have kind of stabled out here in the long run on this race. 12 trucks left running, only 4 of them on the lead lap, so I stand my best chance at winning a race for the first time in 3 years in NSSR competition. In the Sylvania Cup, 2019 was the last time I've won a race for JSR. It would be a very unusual win for sure, as not being a title contender, I'll be taking another win away from title contenders in the playoffs here. Seems that Tim Kourting's going a little bit longer than the rest of us. He's still out front leading by 37-second lead. He's probably going to pit here soon. Don't have a whole lot of drafting help where he's running at the moment. stays out yet again here for another lap. It's crazy how I've been lamenting the Cup Series this year for shit show races. Just so happens that the USA Trucks is going to end up with a shit show race tonight, so I guess maybe that's just the way that racing is. It's crazy how art imitates life sometimes like that. When the game is perfectly, capable of not having mechanical failures like blown tires, we do get other situations that rear their ugly head, like here tonight with the pit road scenario. If I had more time, I would probably dig into it and try to figure out a fix to the pit road here, as it seems they speed along and don't lift for other drivers running into them as they're trying to come into their pit stall. And this ultimately bunches them up and makes other trucks make contact with them. And we even saw Jordan Walker's truck flip on pit road because he had 3 trucks, basically 2 trucks clambering out right into the same spot that he was going. So, but there's still going to be a winner tonight. Someone still has to come home with the hardware. Surviving all the attrition, Tim Kourting seems to be sitting solid here. I'm wondering if he's going to play the long game and try to stretch it as long as he can and just come in for gas. He's losing a lot of momentum though. My truck has closed in from 40 seconds back down now to 33 seconds of the lead. So we'll have to see who's got the best strategy here. The next race on the schedule coming up in a week's time for the USA Trucks will be Devil's Bowl, the dirt short track. And like the last dirt race at Williams Grove, we're going to have a pair of heats to set the field. And there's potential for these races to get as big as having a C, B, and an A main. We could go World of Outlaws style and just have people transfer from each round up to the A main. I like the concept of doing 2 heats and an LCQ with a little bit of input from the rest of you that have tuned in. I'll probably have shorter heats and therefore a short LCQ. Tim Kourting pitting here on lap 90 now. This will retroactively put me back in the lead. We'll have to see how far I can stretch it and whether or not Tim Kourting has the best strategy here. I do believe you can only go about 25 laps on a green flag run, so it's going to be tight. We'll see in a short time here what strategy is the best. Tim Kourting's going to reshuffle back out on track here, probably about third on back. So I shuffle back out to the lead in my 64 Ford F-150. Luckily, since halfway, we haven't seen any more retirees. Still 12 trucks running on track. William Kinsella Jr. going to have a top 12 finish no matter what here. Chris Hergeson in 11th. Jack Davis in 10th. David Bird in 9th. Philip Leeds in 8th. Tristan Reams 7th. Braden Hunt 6th. Avery Farrell, who's been a lap down for the majority of this race, running in 5th. Currently back on the lead lap in front of me there in the lead. Guido Piano, Ben Dover, and Tim Kourting are the rest of our top 5. So after this race tonight, I'm going to render up some of my paint schemes for the 2023 Busch Light series. I've got half of the cars made for it already, so since I was working on my Surface tablet, I haven't got them put onto my computer yet, but that'll be kind of a neat unveiling. I'm going to have to work on getting more emojis for the server. Make it a little bit more interactive. Don't know how far out. Probably I'm just going to make most of the drivers that have climbed the ladder. I'll use them, make their emojis for the Cup cars. And a lot of drivers still in the Cup Series aren't on my Discord server, most of which are family and friends that follow it in various other ways. So howdy, Gavin. So I got a couple more plans before I go to bed tonight to get the series kind of tucked away and tidied up. Just a couple days, it's going to be October already, so the rest of 2022 is just gonna speed away from us. That's why I'm in such a hurry to get the rest of the paint schemes made for the other 2 series. I got all the trucks made for 2023. A few newcomers in the last week or so, I'm going to have to make their trucks transfer them over to the 2023 template, which will be easy enough. Our 32 contenders in the Sylvania Busch Light Series, they're halfway through. I've been building all the paint schemes on my tablet, which has been amazing how comfortable that is and how easy it is to make paint schemes on the go now. It'll free up some more time for me to make more times for me to play actual racing games. Since most of my downtime on my PC's been painting the race cars, now I can actually go play iRacing or Automobilista. I even downloaded Forza Motorsport, which I'm looking forward to playing that. If anyone else might be interested, I could always do live stream on some of those games. So mostly excited to check out I wish I knew how to say the game name. Automobilista. Sounds like a mouthful to say. Much appreciated to Tristan Reams for gifting me the game. That was beyond. That was an awesome gesture from him. I'm really looking forward to tuning some cars and making some laps on Automobilista. So we got 35 laps to go here, and still looking like my best opportunity to win a race in over 3 years. I'm not going to count my chickens before they've hatched, but this is definitely a great showing here. Luckily for me, I've got a 10-second lead on second place. The help of drafting here with Avery Farrell has kept me actually growing my lead ever so slightly over the second pack of drivers, Tim Kourting, Bindover, and Guido Piano. The 08 truck wound up finishing 28. He did end up leading some laps early in the race, so Al Bunch did lead some laps, but ultimately got wound up in all the chaos here today at Bullitt. This will be repped as one of the most wreck-filled races of the season. Not all of which was on track wrecks. Most of it was all pit road incidents where we had glitches from NASCAR Racing 2003 rearing its ugly head. Now we're down to 30 laps to go, and I have a 9.5 second lead over Tim Kourting at the moment. Vindover and Guido Pianos, all of which are solidly staying in the same spot. If we go back and look, we can see they're probably in a freight train. Yeah, the three of them are pretty well tied up 3, 4, and 5. And then right behind them, the 69 truck, which is actually a lap down, running in 6th place. Looks like I'm going to end up with the luck of the draw here, having avoided all the chaos and carnage and drama for what's going to be one of my best finishes in the USA Truck Series, likely. Even if I don't win and I finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, all of that'll be a good run for me. Thanks to everyone that is tuning in. I noticed there's a few more people watching. Don't know if you've been watching earlier. Only have 12 trucks left running. I've already vowed that I'm not going to run this track next year as it's got too much pit road glitching. Even so, it seems that I might be the lucky beneficiary of all the glitchness that's taken over. Currently leading. I've led most laps here in the closing laps. With some drafting help here from Avery Farrell, I've been able to keep away from the other lead lap drivers. I'll likely have to make one more pit stop here in a couple laps. I would believe my last pit stop to come after about lap 110. That'll get me about 25 laps to the finish. It should be good enough. "25 laps to go here. As soon as I make the opportunity for a pit stop, I should be good to go the rest of the race. Come across some lap traffic at the moment. We're going to put Try to put more laps down on some of these drivers. I'm kind of at a loss for words here because this is going to be one of my most unlikely victories. I didn't see myself taking home victory in the trucks this year. It'll kind of help damper the losing streak I've had in the Cup Series for 3 years. I'll be able to say that my name's been in victory lane in 2022 here before the end of the year's up. Now hopefully this is the momentum, the trajectory I needed to get my opportunities back into victory lane. 23 laps to go here. Likely 64 truck's gonna have to pit again. '64 truck coming to pit road here with 21 laps to go. This will give the lead back up to Tim Kourting. Oh, Guido Piano pits on the same lap as me. So Tim Kourting will lead this lap. 17 laps to go now, and lead's currently in the court of Tim Kourting. He's going to have to pit one more time here before the end, which will end up relinquishing the lead back over to myself in the 64 truck. And it's looking like I'm probably going to inherit that lead with certain ease, as even during the green flag pit stops, I was able to shrink the deficit on the 50 truck here. So, Tim Kourting still hasn't pitted yet. I believe if he's going to try to stretch it here, he's going to have to go the longest of anyone. And I don't believe he's got what it takes to stretch it here. He's going to have to pit before the final 10 laps here. There we go, 123, Tim Kourting to pit road. This will relinquish the lead and bring it back to the 64 truck. So with 8 laps to go here, I've got a 10-second lead over Tim Kourting, and this was the same deficit that I maintained prior to the green flag pit stops. 7 laps to go now. Six laps to go, and the lead has grown ever so slightly some more. 2 seconds added to the deficit on Tim Kourting. I am rolling away with the win here. 5 laps to go. Five, 4. This is getting to be ever so closer and closer to my first victory in 3 years. Not as sweet as a cup victory, but I'm going to take it any way I can get it. Hopefully this is the shot in the arm that I need to get more victories in the coming races. 2022 has definitely been a tribulation of a season. In the Cup Series, I've had numerous of my team drivers winning races. I have yet to win a race, of course, as it's been a 3-year drought. And this victory, it's gonna definitely hit a little bit differently. I'm trying not to get too emotional about it. I just wound up losing my grandma Saturday, a couple days ago. I'll miss my grandma. I know that she'd want me to keep doing what I love the most, and I love doing this. I've already garnered more of a following than I anticipated with my niche NASCAR Racing 2003 server that I have here. She's definitely in a better place now, watching over me, watching over the family. We're taking care of all her affairs in the meantime. And you never want, a family reunion to happen because of a lost one, but it just kind of reminds me how tight family is. And any of you out there that may not know what it's like to have a tight family, just know there's friends and other folks out there that you can call family. There's always a group out there for you. 2 laps to go here. This victory will be for my grandma, for Grandma Twyla. I know I didn't do much. It's just a spectator here, but it'll be. I'll celebrate this victory a little bit extra because it's been 3 years coming. Final lap here. All I got is another corner to go. The draft to the 34 truck. Looks like Tim Kourting's fallen back to 4th at the moment. So our 2 title contenders of Guido Piano 3rd and Tim Kourting 4th. But I'm going to take it home to victory lane today for the first time in 3 years in the NSSR NASCAR Racing 2003 World of Racing. And this one's for Grandma. This is my first victory since I've created the Discord channel for the Sylvania series of racing. The USA Trucks, the Sylvania Bush, and the Sylvania Cup Series. Race 20 of 26. We'll get the points tally set up for the playoff contenders here. Against all odds, I found my way into victory lane this year. Still 3 months of racing left that we could see number 64, vehicle, truck or car in victory lane before it's all done. And then we'll be rolling into 2023 where we'll re-rack them and restack them. Such a crazy weekend, a crazy night for racing here at Bullitt Super Speedway.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
That truck's actually the background on my Surface tablet, so now it's a race-winning paint scheme. That paint scheme brought home 2015 Sylvania Cup Championship, so maybe I'll have to bring back the paint scheme for the Cup Series, as it only seems to bring me good luck. So 2 hours, 10 minutes, that's how long the stream went. Glad for all of those that did tune in. Sorry for those of you that wound up in a wreck tonight. It was definitely a bizarre race here at Bullitt Super Speedway. This will be the wrap for tonight. So next race will be October 5th for the USA Trucks. And in the meantime, we'll probably have Bush and Cup in the next few days here. So thanks again, everyone. This is Jakester tuning out.